Hi, everybody. Hold on one second. I need to fix something here. Hopefully, this will be okay here. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I just took my Wi-Fi because it's acting insane. Let me see if this is gonna stream better that way. So, hey everybody, how you doing? Nice to see you all. Thank you for showing up. It's Hump Day. Yay! It's Therapy Day. I think of this totally as therapy. I always remind you of that. So, I hope that you are ready for a talk today. It's Trampaw time. Hey, I should make T-shirts that say it's Trampaw time. That's a good one. Hey, everybody. Thanks for showing up here. It's raining in Los Angeles, which is always a disaster. People go nuts when it rains here. They don't know what to do. Car crashes galore. So, oh no, you're recovering from kidney removed. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Oh, I'm so sorry you are recovering from cancer. I'm sending you a ton of healing love, my friend. Thanks for showing up in your bed. And I hope this maybe cheers you up a little bit, but I don't know because we're going to talk about some heavy stuff today. So, um, I just want to always thank you all for showing up. It means a lot to me to have these conversations in a day and age where it feels like we're not allowed to have like actual real conversation because somebody's feelings were going to get hurt. And when did we ever be so obsessed? Oh, thank you. So obsessed with other people's feelings. Now that being said, I don't like to flame my beautiful transsexual woman friend Flame. Everyone needs to follow Flame Monroe. She's an amazing trans woman who speaks reality and truth. Me and her are very aligned at the hip, and she is pretty much, we're exactly the same, just opposite trans people. So, I want to say this. I'm finding that me speaking up is making people very upset in the transgender community, and they're calling me names because that's all they ever do. And again, I'm gonna let you all know I'm 61 years old. I transitioned 31 years ago. I never ever have conformed to any standard of what somebody wants me to be. You all know I transitioned to live my life as a woman, and I did not have what we call bottom surgery, and I never wanted it, and I don't want it, and I'm not going to get it, and it doesn't not make me this person that I am. But I want you to all understand that I have never conformed to this idea of what it means to be anything. I have always held my own sort of space in this world, and I've always pushed against boxes. Even when I was a lesbian, even prior to that, I've never felt comfortable taking sort of orders. It's probably why I never went in the military. And I never felt comfortable being told how to think or how to walk or how to talk. Never, ever have I ever felt comfortable in that. And what I'm finding in the transgender community is that I'm being told how to be a transsexual, or how I'm being told how to be trans, or I'm being told that I'm not part of this community because I won't get with the new times. I mean, I'm being told all kinds of crazy stuff. So I really made a conscious choice after sitting with myself, meditating on some level. I go to therapy every week and I really work on myself as a human being. I don't work on myself as a transsexual. I work on myself as a human being. So with that, I really want you to understand that I've sat with this idea of, am I speaking out against things? Am I doing something bad to the trans community? Am I a bad trans person for seeing things that do not align with what I believe is transsexualism? And you all know that this has been very good to me. I'm 31 years into this trip, and it has been very good to me. And I owe this a bunch of gratitude. And it's why I sat with myself and I said, am I not stepping up and doing my job as a person who has been gifted this very beautiful space and have never asked the world for anything? I have put myself out there, and if you like me, it's okay. And if you dislike me, it's okay too. I've always held that space within my transition. But today I'm seeing something very different. And, I'm not going to call an elder. Am I an elder? Well, I guess in the context of it and the definition of it, I am. But that is not necessarily why I feel that I need to be saying the things I'm saying. It comes more from my integrity, and it comes more from my desire to live in a world of truth and reality. And that means everything to me, because I lived a life of a lie for many, many years. I suffered in a space that I should never have been suffering in, and I should have been able just to become buck and move forward. But I didn't, for many reasons. But it's nobody's fault, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying I didn't do that. And because I didn't do that, and I feel like I wasted many years of my life sort of struggling in this space instead of becoming buck, I feel that I need to say things that I see that are very dangerous. That word dangerous, because it feels like that to me. I also see things that don't align with what it actually means to be a transsexual person. And so I'm going to say that I believe it's my integrity pushing me to this space. And I mean that with all with no ego. Okay. So I don't want you to think that that's my ego. It's not. I believe that something inside of me is telling me, Buck, you can't sit here and let this continue to go on without stepping up. And so when I decided to make this conscious choice of, as you know, I've been doing these sort of reactions against it, and I've been bringing people onto this channel, and I've been really speaking out against, I guess, the majority of the transgender umbrella. And with that, I'm getting a lot of hate. And with that, I'm getting a lot of hate, a lot of disrespect, a lot of pushback. And I had to say to myself yesterday in my therapy session, I'll share a little bit of my therapy session with you. I had to push back. I had to talk to my therapist about it because I was really concerned with me wanting to leave the trans community. And that's a big statement that I'm making here. I don't feel comfortable with that community anymore. I also don't feel aligned with that community anymore. Can you imagine how that makes me feel? Can you imagine how it would make you feel if a community you grew up in all of a sudden wasn't your community anymore? I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed because I feel that I'm getting a divorce for a lack of a better term. I feel like I'm going to be going through a divorce now. And what I mean by that is, and what I said in my therapy is that I said, would I let myself be in a toxic relationship? Would I actually let myself be with a partner who was punching me in the face every day or saying mean things to me or disrespecting me? No, I would not. No, I would not. So then I said to myself, but why am I letting a community punch me in the face? Why am I letting them tell me things that are not true? Why am I letting them gaslight me and make me feel bad? Because it did make me feel bad when there were trans people in this community calling me names, saying I'm destroying the community. I mean, oh my God, so many nasty things they continue to say to me on a daily basis. So then I just had to have this sort of talk to myself. Should I be staying in this community that doesn't necessarily do anything for me? Am I getting anything out of the trans community now? Am I? No, I'm not. I feel that they don't even want me part of that community. So then is it better for me just to walk away and create a new community for myself? Or am I supposed to stay in a place that I am not wanted? What would you do? Honestly, I would love to ask you, what would you do in that situation if your community, whatever community you're in, let's say you're in, a community of gay women, or you're in a community of, just like-minded people, whatever, book reading, I don't care, whatever, pick any community. You're in a community and you love that community and you feel a part of that community and you fought for years to get that community up. And all of a sudden one day you're being hated on by the same people you fought for. And you're being called names that you never would have thought people would do that. And you feel hated. You don't feel accepted in that community. You don't feel loved or a part of that community. What would you do? walk away. Walk away. I'd leave and start over. You know, thank you for being honest about that. And I give them a reality check. So I could stay and continue to push against them, right? But I'm still going to do that. Don't get me wrong here. I'm still going to do what I'm doing here. I'm just wondering to myself now, am I actually a part of the trans community? Because I don't feel like I am. I don't feel wanted there. I don't feel accepted there. I feel like I have a whole other way of being. I feel like I'm not in alignment with those people. I'm scared of those people. They feel dangerous to me. They feel out of control. That feels as if they have a different way of being than me, right? It just does not align with me. And I think the proper and the right thing for me, as not only as an adult, but as a transsexual and somebody who really values my space in this world, should walk away. That's actually how I feel about it. That's right. You're the part of the trans reality, even if not the mainstream. Thank you. I do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Why would you want to be a part? Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Why would I? Why would I? Hey, Bree, thank you, friend. Blair, and you should start your own. Yeah, we kind of have. We kind of have, to be honest with you. We have Marcus. And I mean, there's a lot of, let me just say this. There's a lot of people that are saying what I'm saying. And but I think what I want you to all understand here is I don't feel a part of the trans community anymore. I just don't. And I don't need to be part of that. But what I do need to do is continue to say what I need to say. So I guess, do I need to leave the community in order to say that? No, I don't. I can continue to say it being a part of the community. Or am I more powerful leaving that space, right? Leaving the space and continually doing my work. And as I do this work, recreating a more loving, accepting community that I want to be in, right? I want to be around people who are loving, accepting, willing to have conversation with me, willing to disagree but still be my friend, willing to sort of just understand things that we don't have to agree. We do not have to agree. The only thing that you and I have to do is have respect for each other's choices. There are a lot of people who appreciate what you do. Thank you, friend. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Leaving your community is like getting clean and breaking from that. That's right. And you all know that I got clean and sober, right? So, I did that. And I got off of alcohol and drugs, and I made that effort for myself. Everything you all see here right now today, everything you see is me. It's me. I did this. Do you know that I transitioned before there was even on some level a trans community? I've always sort of done things on my own. So I don't have an issue with that. I'm kind of always been a lone wolf, if that makes sense. I kind of operate that way because because thank you, friend. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you sending me these gifts. It really does mean a lot to me. But I've always operated in this space of a lone wolf, and I operate that way on some level better because I just first off don't like to be told what to do. I don't like people telling me I can say things and I can't say things because that's a bunch of BS, and I won't be told what I can and cannot say. That's just not going to happen. I don't care what any of you think about me. I'm going to continue to say what I need to say as a human being, not as a trans person, as a human being. Hey, Sage, thank you, friend. The community has been taken over by gender ideology. That's right. That's why it's not my community. That's right. They are culturally squatting in the house, the actual transsexuals and LGBT. So thank you for putting that there, Sage. I very much appreciate that. So that's my next thing that I wanted to say to you here. I am more connected. Hey, thanks for showing up, everybody. I actually feel more connected to my sexuality or to LGB than I do to T. Want to know why that is? Because I think my sexuality part is more active in my life. The trans part has already been done. I transitioned to live male. I did not transition to be trans. You see the difference there? I am just a dude. And so dudes and chicks have sexuality. And my sexuality seems to, on some level, trump my transness. It's more important to me. I feel more connected. My transness was just a way for me to cross a bridge. And I crossed that bridge and I fixed what needed to be fixed. And now I move through the world as a man. I don't move through the world as a transsexual person. Transsexual man here. Hey, buddy, thank you so much. The transgender community doesn't align with me either. It makes me sick how people talk to you when you did so much. Yeah, I appreciate that, Cam. Thanks, buddy. Hook up with me however you can. Send me a DM and we'll follow each other and be connected, because I do think me and you need to rebuild our community. And I really, I do value friendships from other trans guys a lot, and trans women. And most of my relationships now are with people like you who don't particularly care for it. So I want you all to see what Cam just said. How people talk to me, right? And about me in the community. When I have been around this community longer than a majority of those people, even prior to them being born, and they're doing that stuff, right? So it used to kind of hurt my feelings a little. It doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. It makes me very conscious of, what am I doing here? Why would I be part of a place that doesn't want me, right? Why would you enter a space that doesn't want you to be there? Why? I'm not going there. I'm not going into a space that doesn't want me. That's why I don't understand these trans women who look like men and are not making an effort to look like a woman, yet they want to go in women only spaces where they're not wanted. And they keep pushing through the door, forcing people to let them in. You're not wanted. You're not wanted there. Why don't you just deal with the fact that you're not wanted and don't be a baby about it and move forward and find another place you're wanted? That's sort of how, hey, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Oh, hey. Oh, gosh, we need to talk about Israel, seriously, but that's a whole other conversation. Well, I'll make a live, I think, talking about Israel and Hamas. I'm not going to say Palestine. I'm going to say Israel and Hamas. So we're not going to get caught up in that stuff right now, because that's a very heated conversation. You and I both know that. It's a very, very difficult conversation to have. I have a lot of friends in Israel. I just want you to know that. So that being said, I think we'll put that aside. And then we can actually, if you all want to have this conversation live, I'm more than happy to have it. It could get heated and it could get mean and it could get nasty, but I'm willing to have the conversation. And I won't back down from it, just so you know. So it's very important, I think, that we do have these conversations. So with that, I put the topic today for a reason. So the topic today is transvestite versus transsexual, okay? Something I'm noticing in the trans space is a lot of fetishists have now come into the trans space. Why? Why are they now infiltrating, is kind of what I think of, into a space that they don't belong in? I'm going to give you a little backstory here, okay? Here's a little backstory. I used to work in the fetish world, okay? I had a dominatrix wife. You can judge me or not. This is me just being honest with all of you. It's nothing other than it's kind of laying the foundation for the next thing I'm going to say here. So I had a dominatrix wife. Who did domination with very high profile people, and a lot of actors, a lot of politicians would go to see her in the dungeon, blah, blah, blah. I saw lots of cross dressers. These are men who are very excited sexually about wearing women's clothing. Now, please don't judge those people. That is an actual fetish that makes them comfortable. They need to do it. They usually do it in a very secret space because it's a personal journey. It's why they would go to dominatrixes and dungeons and have what they call a session. And they would be businessmen that you would just see a normal looking guy who would show up and get dressed up like a lady or a woman or whatever you want to call it and do whatever they need to do to get their little fetish off, put their man's clothes on and go back out into the world. That's what a crossdresser is. Somebody and a transvestite. I think it got cross-dressing and transvestitism is the same thing. So, oh, hey, Shazzy, nice to see you, friend. The trans community, I feel, isn't mine. It's so odd to be shunned out. I know. I have an interview with her. She's a trans woman, and that'll be coming up soon, too. Thank you, friend. I do appreciate you. So with that, I want you to understand, I have some back history around cross-dressers. Right, autogynephilia, for sure. That's what it is. That's what a transvestite is. It's somebody who has AGP. Are all of you familiar with autogynephilia? It's something that the trans community is trying to hide. Now, that being said, there's nothing wrong with somebody wanting to cross-dress. I want you to know that we can't judge those people because it is a space that they need to get their stuff off. I have a fetish for cigars and boots. Am I a bad person? No. And do I flaunt it all over the world? No. I do it in very specific spaces. And I like it. It makes me feel sexy and fun, and I have a really good time with it. But I don't shove it in your face, and it's not part of me being a transsexual. That's part of my sexuality on some level. So I'm trying to lay the foundation here for what I'm about to say to you. So with that, we always had these guys who and it's mostly men, right? Mostly straight men who want to dress up like a woman, get off on it, and then go about their business, right? All of a sudden, and we always respected that within this community. We have cross-dressers, no big deal. I even have gone to a cross-dresser convention many, many, many years ago, And these were men, straight men, and they would show up. I'm going to find the documentary. There's a great documentary for you to watch. And they would show up at the hotel like men. They would bring their suitcase full of women's clothes. They would dress up like women, woo, and have a good time. Wasn't necessarily, they weren't having sex with each other. They were just getting off on being in women's clothing. It's a whole psychological trip. And that's it. It's no big deal. They're not hurting anybody. They're not coming at you. They're doing it in their own space. So that's how I've always looked at it. Now, today, here's where it gets a little sketchy. All of a sudden, transvestites and cross-dressers are considered trans. What? Nope. I'm calling that out. Here lies the problem. Well, you can call fetish. Hold on. Let me put this up here. Hold on. This is interesting. Chloe says fetishism is a disorder in DSM. Well, fine. I don't care that I have a disorder called transsexualism. There's nothing wrong with a disorder. That's the other thing I want everybody to understand here. Who cares if it's a disorder? It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a disorder. Of course it's a disorder. Not all men want to dress up like women. It's a very small amount of people. What I'm trying to show you here is the difference between a transsexual and a transvestite crossdresser. So as this community started to grow, men who like to dress up as women, started to be pulled into trans community. That is the problem. Bam. I'm telling you, it's the problem. It's the reason why this community is a crap show. It's the reason why this community doesn't get along with each other. There's anger, resentment. It is also the reason why there has been a large increase in misogyny. Yes, I said it. Misogyny in the transgender community. The misogyny is coming from the cross-dressing transvestite space. They are totally overtaking the narrative of the transsexual community. That's the problem. And nobody's saying it. Well, some of you are saying it, but the problem is nobody in the trans community is saying it. Nobody. They're too scared to say it. I think Blair White says it. Maybe Marcus says it, but you all know what I'm saying. The majority of the people out there are not being honest about it. We need to be honest about the fact that we now have cross-dressers who are pretending they are transgender when they're not transgender. They're cross-dressers. And cross-dressers have a different energy. Also, I want to share this with you all. Can you see it? Can you see what it says? You see what it says? Shabbat Shalom, bitches. This was specially made for me. I'll put a link if any of you are interested. She makes the most amazing stuff. She's if you're not familiar with Rabbi Sandra on Instagram, she's awesome too. But anyway, it's her wife, and her wife makes these cups, and they sent me them as a gift. And so I can put a link if anybody's very interested. She makes all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you because it's actually really cute and it's awesome. So let me just take a sip of this beautiful, awesome coffee. So I think you and I need to be honest. You and I need to be honest about autogynephilia. I think transvestites and crossdressers are autogynephilia. Many of them are now putting themselves under the transgender umbrella, where they're being accepted by that community as if they're trans. They're not trans. They're not trans. They're fetishizing women. Again, if they were honest about it and you and I could have the conversation with them about it, I don't think we would be in such a shit show as we are now, because they could actually be honest about fetishizing themselves, right? But for some reason, those people are also being shut down by who's ever running this community. They don't want to be honest about their AGP. They don't want to be honest about fetishizing women. They don't want to be honest about any of it. Now, here's what I'm going to show you something. Can I I think I can bring my screen live here. I think I can. Hold on one sec. Oh, hey, Cam. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Cam says, the change stems from the DSM-5 change. That's right. It used to be for gender dysphoria equals trans. Now it's people are trans and gender dysphoria is a kiss. I know. That was the power of the AGPers in this community. You know that. We have very, very powerful, very rich trans women who are running this whole charade. And those women are AGP, but they call themselves trans. Those are the ones who infiltrated into our community and are now running this community. And they got my condition, my disorder taken out of the DSM-5. So it's not a disorder anymore. What a bunch of idiots. That's the stupidest thing you could have ever done. We fought to get this into a disordered space so that we could actually have insurance coverage. Now they took it off. It's no longer a disorder. So insurance is not going to pay for anything because you don't have a disorder. You are electively choosing to be trans. That's what happens when you take it out of a disorder. What a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of idiots. They just totally shot themselves in the foot. That's how dumb they are. And that's how much they're going to throw their own community back and blame it on everybody else. They're the idiots. That's right. It's cosmetic now. That's right. It's an elective surgery, right? So when you go to have your boobs done or your nose done, or unless it's medical, those are considered elective surgeries that you're choosing to do. So now when you take it out of the DSM-5, it's no longer a disorder. Insurance sees it as elective, and insurance says, we're not paying for that. You can choose it. No, that's not true. I have a disorder. I need this. This is really important to me. So I hope you all see what I'm trying to say here. These people who are running this community are idiots. They're destroying everything we have fought for to get into a space of medicalization, moving forward, living our lives as men and women, participating in the world. That's why I'm telling you they're transvestites. The trans women who are running this show are transvestites, 100%. And I don't care if they think I'm being transphobic, and I don't care if they want to call me names. You're all AGP. You're all transvestites, and you're using trans as a means and a way to control and to get off. You're getting off on abusing women because that's what you do. Because you want to be a woman so bad that you hate them. You know that. They hate you. They want to be you so bad that they hate you. That's the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual. And I said it. What are you going to do about it? Going to come after me and make videos about me and call me a transphobe? You go right ahead. I'm not even part of that community anymore. I don't really care. See how great that works? Disconnect from insanity. Speak your mind. You have every right to say anything you need to say about anything and everything, as long as you're not punching someone in the face. Words are not violence. I'm a free speech advocate. Okay, I believe now that's very much a space that can bite you in the ass. You know that, because anyone can say anything to me because I believe in free speech. But guess what? I can turn around and say anything I need back. That's why you got to have thick skin and understand when you fight for free speech, you're also fighting for people to say things you don't agree with. You don't agree with. And I'm all for that. For me to be able to say these things, I have to be able to be adult enough to let you say what you need to say about me so that I could turn around and say what I need to say about you. That's the way it works. Why do you think we don't have debate class anymore? Oh, Seth is in the house. Hey, Seth, thanks for showing up, buddy. You guys ever need anything? Seth is my producer. He's awesome. He's really helping me grow this channel, and he's a great kid. So everybody follow him and give him a little bit of round of applause. I appreciate you, Seth. So I want you to see that. So here, I'm going to just show you a couple things. Do you all know the story of Bubba Copeland? Do you all know who Bubba Copeland is? Could do a little Google. I think I can bring my screen up. Let me just see something here. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I don't log out of this. Y'all know who Bubba Copeland is, right? He's the mayor. Okay, let me tell you real quick here. So he is the mayor of a small town in Alabama. Is it Alabama? I think it is Alabama. So last week, was it a week ago or maybe a couple weeks ago? He's the mayor of a very small Alabama city. You can just Google him right now, but I'll try to bring it up on the screen here. Okay, it's a really messy story. So his name is Bubba. His nickname or whatever is Bubba. He's the pastor of the First Baptist Church. He's also the mayor of the town, okay? Bubba also likes to cross-dress. And Bubba, I'm going to get to that. Bubba likes to cross-dress, and Bubba likes to pretend he's a woman, and Bubba gets off on it, right? Who cares? That's why I laid that foundation. I laid that foundation for you. Who cares, right? I don't care what you do in your private life, as long as you're not doing anything non-consensual or with kids. I don't really care what you do, right? And I hope you all feel the same. So Bubba decides that Bubba is right. Bubba likes to dress like a woman, but he's not being remember, he's a pastor at the First Baptist Church. He's also the mayor of the town. So he has a lot of responsibility. There's Bubba on the internet, putting on woman's clothing, cross-dressing, and doing some things that probably he shouldn't be doing on the internet. He's not keeping it private. He's now taking it public. Just so you know, everybody here, when you put shit on the internet, you better be prepared. Somebody will find it and somebody will use it. So that being said, Bubba decides that Bubba wants to put shit on the internet with him dressed like a lady, doing fetishy stuff, writing erotica about people in his own town. I mean, some really weird stuff. Now, that being said, I hope I don't sound like I'm judging Bubba, because I'm not. The only thing I'm judging Bubba about is putting his stuff on the internet. Are you kidding me, dude? You're the mayor and you're also the pastor of the church, and you're putting your fetish on the internet, and you don't think anyone's going to see it? So now what's happening is So I guess some shit went down and the police chased him because somebody asked about, somebody asked to make a welfare check on him because he was kind of like cycling out because the news station in his town found out that he's doing this shit and plastered it all over the internet. And of course, then he got hate. Bummer. He got hate. He got all kinds of phobic crap thrown at him. Hey, dude, it's not okay. I don't think acting like that and being mean to somebody is okay. I don't. But let's be honest here. When you put your cross-dressing shit on the internet, people are going to use it against you if you're not honest about who you are. So they did. Guess what? If you didn't know, he shot himself and killed himself. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. I never, ever wish that upon anybody. He must have been struggling hard with his fetish. Hard. And he was finding an outlet. So one of the quotes that I really wanted you to read, it's in the New York Times if anybody wants to read it. The quote that I found here, I'm going to share my screen real quick here. Can I share my screen? Extra camera, share screen. Screen sharing to monitor, share screen. Let me see. Baba. Share. Can you all see it? Okay, you see it? Hold on one sec. I'm just going to play one of these. This one. Hold on here. So Baba killed himself. It's horrifying, you guys. I just don't understand.
On the day of his death, alleging that he...
Hold on.
I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life. I have nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of things that were said were taken out of context.
That was Bubba Copeland. That was his last sermon to his congregation, and apologies for his personal life that has since come to surface.
So, sorry. He ended his life. That's the saddest part of the story, you all. That's the part that hurts my feelings. I feel very bad that he took that space, especially as a pastor. So, right? Especially as a pastor, that concerns me because he should be spiritually connected. If you're a pastor, it means you hit a level. You hit a level with your maker, with God, whatever you want to call it. You should have a different relationship with God. And you should, especially at that level, it makes me wonder about him as a pastor, that he was struggling, but not being honest about his struggle. That has me concerned with him as a pastor. Could you have had conversation with him and unloaded on him? He was dealing with so much of his own turmoil inside. That's the sad part about it. I was raised Baptist, by the way. I was raised Baptist. It's a very strict religion. So here's what I want to say. I'm not Baptist anymore, but I just want you to say. So here's a quote from Bubba, okay? After he got outed from the news station, because he got outed, and that's when everything hit the fan, because they found it and they put it all on the internet. What else did you think was going to happen? So this is what he said. He said, "It's a hobby I do to relieve stress." Mr. Copeland was quoted as saying to the outlet, "I have a lot of stress and I'm not medically transitioning. It's just a bit of a character I'm playing." Bam. Transvestite, not trans. He's not medically transitioning. He doesn't say he feels like a woman. He doesn't say he wants to be a woman. He says it's a game I'm playing to relieve stress. Crossdresser, transvestite. You see, now here's what I'm going to tell you. The fucking trans community is calling him trans and calling everybody transphobic for outing him. Nobody outed him. He outed himself. He put his shit on the internet. He outed himself. I'm not okay with people making fun of him, but let's be real and let's have some responsibility here. Trans community. He's not trans. He's a crossdresser. Number one, he literally says it right there. Number two, whose responsibility is it? Whose responsibility is it that he offed himself? Is it our responsibility? People off themselves because they're suffering. There's something going on with those people. It's mentally inside their own brain. It's not our fault or somebody's fault or transphobia's fault. It's the fault of mental illness. That's right. It's mental illness. We are not addressing mental illness in this country. We're just letting people be trans. And look what Bubba did, because we let him be trans. He's not trans. Hence, transvestite versus transsexual. I'm tired of being lumped in with these people. It's not that I'm anti-fetish. It's not that I'm anti-cross-dressing. I'm not the same person as Bubba. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm honest about it. It was the best, most healthiest thing I could have ever done for myself. We're not teaching people like Bubba to be honest about his fetish and his cross-dressing. So what happens when you do that to people like that? They react like how he reacted. Shameful. He felt bad about himself. That's the fault of the trans community. Bam. Not of us, of the trans community. Not helping us all figure out where we align and where we are in our journeys. When you start lumping in cross-dressers with transsexualism, you're asking for a complete, total shit show. And here it is. Here it is. You think Bubba is going to be the only one? Sad to say, not going to be the only one. There's going to be more Bubbas coming out because we're not having the discussion about what it means to be a crossdresser or a transvestite and what it means to be a transsexual person. We used to have these discussions in our community. We actually cared about each other. We actually tried to show each other our differences and come together with our differences. Now, if you don't align and talk and say all the bullshit mantras, you're not trans. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here I got for you all that I picked out because I think it's important to talk about the differences between transvestitism and transsexualism. One is a fetish and one is a mental disorder. Now, I know you said that the fetish is a disorder. Sure, it's a different kind of disorder. It's not the same. I need to look like this every day, 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year for the rest of my life. When this comes off, when this shirt comes off, I'm still me. When a transvestite takes the dress off, they go back to being Bubba. You see the difference? I don't just take this off. It's not something I can take off, nor do I want to. I've committed to this. Bubba didn't commit to it. Bubba was getting off on it. Bubba was having sexual fantasies around it. Big difference. I'm tired of it. So here, I'm going to show you something here. And I'm going to show you again. Hey, TG, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you, friend. GD, take the Parkway, and TG, take the Boulevard. Yeah, but both end up in the gender clinic. Completely different roads ending up in the same clinic. Yep, there you go. I don't think many of those people should be in the clinic. They're not dealing with dysphoria. So now you don't even need dysphoria to be trans. So why are you trans? Because it's now an identity. Do you see the difference? If you don't need a diagnosis of gender dysphoria and you don't have gender dysphoria, why are you trans? Because of the identity. You're seeking the identity, whereas a transsexual is not seeking the identity, and a transsexual is seeking a sort of what's the word I'm looking for here? A solution. A solution. A transsexual needs a solution. A transgender person wants an identity. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm trying to lay the foundation here. So check this out. Wait a minute. Okay, food lover. Let's have the conversation before I move forward, because I saw that in the corner of my eye. Why are you? And I'm bringing you up. So here it goes. Food lover says, why are you bashing Bubba, Buck Angel, instead of bashing the dude that drove him to suicide? Who drove him to suicide? Food lover. Who drove him to suicide? And I'm not bashing anyone, dude. I'm speaking honestly, dude. He probably would have never killed himself if people were honest about who and what they are. So you just made my point. Blaming others for this person's mental health problem. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, food lover. Ridiculous. First off, I'm not bashing, so there's that. I'm speaking, which is a big difference. Never have I bashed. If you noticed, because you're not listening, because you probably are like doing something else while you're here. If you listen, I said, I am not shaming Bubba for his fetish. I said, if we were more open about these types of things, people like Bubba wouldn't feel the need to off themselves. Are you listening? Now I'm done. I stated what I needed to. I can see you trolling here now. You're going to be kicked off. Seth. Hey, Seth, are you here, or do I need to kick the guy off? Because he's completely trolling this. I told you what needs to be said. Now you need to stop and just stop, food lover, or you'll be kicked out of here. I answered your question. You accused me of bashing, which I did not. You're not listening. I gave you the floor. Okay? Learn something and sit down. Sit down, dude, because you'll be kicked out. Sit down. Sit the F down now. Your daddy's speaking to you. Sit down. So here we go. I'm not taking these people anymore. They're completely insane. You will not come on my feed and troll me, buddy. Just so you know, this is not your time. I've already given you way too much time. But this is the shit that I'm telling you these people do. They gaslight you. That's not what I said. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So let's move forward. Actually, I just don't even want him in the room. Just here, let me just get rid of him. I just got rid of them. It's better. It's easier just to get rid of them. I don't even know why I'm sweating it. I don't even know why I'm sweating it. I'm like, banned. See you later, alligator. It's so funny. Like, I would literally let that dude sort of gaslight me. Shame on me. I told y'all I'm not taking shit from people anymore. I'm not. You don't like what I say? Don't come to my. This is mine. This is ours. We're here to have a conversation. If you want to ask me something, go ahead. But do not accuse me. That's not how you have conversation. You could say, Buck, I feel like maybe, okay, dude, I'm sorry if it comes off that way, but that's not my intention. Not bam, bam, bam. I won't take your nonsense. Who the hell do you think you are? Go back to mommy's basement, dude. Okay, so here we go. I picked out some of these because I think these are really important. These are going to show you the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual. Okay, let's start out with this creepy weirdo. Okay, this one's real.
I am a real biological transgender.
Okay, wait.
I am a woman. I am a real biological transgender woman. I was born this way. I will hold my space and I will fight for the rights of transgender children.
No, you won't.
Love yourself.
No, you won't.
Be yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love.
Okay. You see the difference? Did you see that energy? Did you see that? I'm a woman. I'm a real biological transgender woman. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a dude who wants to be a woman. Who the fuck cares? We don't care that you want to be a woman. Just do it. Keep it to yourself. Do what you need to do. But why are you on the internet, first off, talking about you're a real, which makes zero sense, by the way. Secondly, the kids. They always go after the kids. That's a sign right there. I will not tolerate you. You leave those kids alone. You can fight for the kids all you want, you weirdo, but leave the kids alone. You're AGP. You're not trans. You can literally smell it. You can smell it through this computer. I can smell the AGP, the misogyny, the hate for women. You can just, I'm going to call all you MFs out for infiltrating a community that has been loving, caring, respectful of everyone else so that we got respect. You are disrespecting everyone. Watch this. Here's another one. I can smell it a mile away. Okay, watch this one. Wait, wait, here we go. AGP.
If I want to breastfeed and I want to take the medication to help me produce the breast milk that I would need to breastfeed, I can do that. I have no problem with breastfeeding. I have absolutely no problem with using the word breast or using the word woman. I am a woman and I am capable of breastfeeding. I know you don't like to hear that because you hinge your entire identity and existence on biological function.
Yeah.
But there it is. It is possible. Now, am I likely to be in that position at the age of nearly 38? No. And we have no intention of having any children.
Then why are you talking about it? Then why are you talking about it? You see that? You see that? First off, literally talking about how they can breastfeed. No, you can't. That's not breastfeeding. That's something else. That's you taking medicine. Yeah, you might get some stuff coming out of your nipples. That's not breastfeeding. That is an actual side effect of the hormones that you are putting in your male body. You are putting female hormones in your male body that makes some kind of weird juice come out of your nipples that you keep calling breast milk, and it's not. It's something else. It's hormonally raging juice. And you're going to give that to a baby? Yeah, fuck. That is child abuse. Then you go on about how you can do it, even though you're not going to do it. Then why are you talking about it? You're talking about it all. And then at the end you go, but I'm not going to do it. What? You see? That's gaslighting. That is not only gaslighting, it's misogyny, and it's AGP/transvestite. My God. Look at the demon. Totally. That's the shit they get off on. They're literally getting off on telling you, I'll do it if I want to do it. It doesn't matter if you can tell me or not. I'm allowed to breastfeed. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's not breastfeeding. That's child abuse. Gross. It's actually gross. Oh my God, people. I'm just so mad that we're in this position right now. How did we get here? How did we let people just do this? Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me. You know, when I get heated, it's my passion. I want you all to know that. It's not anger. It's passion. It's passion for the truth. And it's passion for us to get back to some sense of reality around transsexual people. And it's why we're disconnecting from the trans ideology. That is not trans. That is a fetish of someone getting off and telling you that they can do this and they can do that, and that I'm a real biological trans woman, just making crap up. I'm not going to let those people represent me. There's no fucking way. Get out of my face. It's about time you're all called out. All of you. All of you. You want me to bring on one more? You want me to bring on one more? What is a biological? It's made up, Jenny. It's made up. You see what they're doing? They're making it up in order to gaslight you so that you can't. What they're saying is this. AGP is autogynephilia. And autogynephilia, it's not a bad thing. It's just basically what a transvestite is. It's the love of self. So it's a person who wants to be a woman, a man who wants to be a woman because he has a disorder called AGP, which is this fetishy space that makes them get off, like sexually get off on dressing like a woman. It's a real thing. I'm not shaming it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's real, and we need to address it in the trans community. It's what a transvestite is. It's not transsexualism. It's transvestitism. But they're trying to hide it. Hey, Becky. Thank you, friend. Refusing to be part of the lie is the most important thing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't need to lie to you. I've never lied to you. I've always been honest about who I am. I don't want to be a part. I can't be part of a community that's built on lies and deceit, dishonesty, medicalization, a child abuse. Should I go on? It's literally built on that crap. What are those people doing? They're not representing me. I'll tell you that right now. Go jump off a bridge, because I'm not part of that. I'm not. And that's, figuratively speaking. I don't really mean that. So don't take it personally. Here, watch this. I'm going to do another one. Watch this. This person is a wingnut.
It turned into this.
Watch. So this person,
exactly why
hold on. I got to give you a little back. This person considers themselves a trans man. Okay? A trans man like me. This person considers to be just like me. Okay? And what they're doing in this clip here is chastising a medical professional, a doctor, who's going to work on them. Okay? So I'm going to set that little groundwork here. Watch this. Watch this. It's hilarious.
Medical industry and doctors need more training and less ignorance when it comes to trans rights and it comes to gender affirming care. So let's talk about
okay, Mr. Trans Man.
About this, because Barbara started this conversation with like, oh, it's not so bad to be a woman, and obviously it turned into this. Barbara is basically saying, if I were to treat you for anything, it would be as a female. Well, let me tell you something, Barbara. You shouldn't be a doctor. Period. I wouldn't trust you with my children. I wouldn't trust you with my life. Because here's the thing, Barbara. Yeah. I'm a trans guy. I am in the process of transitioning.
She's a trans guy. She's in the process. Don't forget, she's in the process of transitioning. She's now speaking to a doctor who deals in biology, because that's what doctors do. They cannot help you unless they understand your biology. So get that right there.
I've had surgery. I'm taking testosterone. It's been just over a year that I've been on T, and any doctor that knew their shit would know that that completely transforms your body. That my body parts are no longer female, not even biological female.
This person is literally gaslighting the doctor. She's on testosterone for a whole year. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm going to challenge you on that. No, you're not. Look at you and listen how you sound. I'm on hormones for 31 years, everybody. 31 years. My biology hasn't changed. My biology is the same. I'm still a biological female. Forever until I die and they pull my bones out of the ground, I'm a biological female. This person is saying that their biology changed after taking 1 year of testosterone and that their body is no longer female. What? These people say this shit on the internet to young people. Okay, it just blows my mind.
Because my biology has changed.
She's literally saying her biology changed. Can you imagine? How are these people allowed to put that on the internet? That is a lie. That is a 100% lie. Babe, your biology hasn't changed, number one. Babe, you still look like a woman. Babe, you sound like a woman. Babe, your parts are still a woman.
Body chemistry has changed because of hormones. Hormones are what create that biology in the first place.
Okay, I'll give her that. Maybe your chemistry. Okay? My body odor smells differently. Certain things are not the same. That's the chemistry for sure. Probably it has changed. That's not your biology. Those are two different things, lady. What is wrong with you? What shit is coming out of your mouth right now? Complete total diarrhea. It's wrong. You're actually saying wrong, disturbing crap.
My body has changed to the point where I no longer have female parts.
Oh my God, you guys, she's actually saying she no longer has female parts. Really? Where did they go? I'd love to know where they went, because I still have mine. After 31 years, hello, still there. What are you talking about? I don't care how much surgery you have. I don't care what you do to your body. Your parts have not changed. Yeah, some things happen to our genitals that could actually imply that something is growing there and things are growing differently. It didn't take away. You didn't change that. All you did is twist it around a little bit with some hormones. It never went away. I'm looking at it. It didn't go away. My female parts never went away, and neither did yours after 1 year.
At least in the same way you do. So it's incredibly dangerous for you to sit here and say, I would treat you as a female. Because not only are you transphobic and you shouldn't be anywhere near trans patients. In fact, you probably shouldn't be anywhere near kids, period, just in case. Shouldn't. But like this right here, this is medical negligence. I don't honestly even know how you are still a doctor. But I hope that the medical board sees this. I'm going to go in and report you. I'm going to go in and let them know that this is
Everyone
what you're posting online, because this is incredibly dangerous.
How dare you? How dare you? Do you know how long we fought to get doctors to be able to work on us, and we had to be honest about our biology, and you are gaslighting doctors? I'm reporting you, by the way, and I'm going to post this so yesterday I posted this reaction video on my Instagram, okay? On my Instagram feed. And then this person, who I don't even know who they are, someone sent me this. And then she, because I don't know, she's not a trans man. She totally went off on me, calling me all kinds of names and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? Whatever. I don't really care. Call me. And then couldn't handle me, right? Couldn't handle my responses. What do you think that person did? So these people are so weak. Blocked me. Couldn't have the conversation. I said, you're lying about biology. You're lying about doctors. You're hurting all the work that we people who were trans before you were even born have worked on to do. You're ruining everything by lying about your biology. She blocked me. Yep. So that's when I know. When I get blocked by these people, I just know that they're complete wingnuts. So go ahead and report the doctor, lady. Everyone's going to think you're insane, because you are insane. So I'm just so sick of this stuff, you guys. I mean, what? Now, who are these people? And what are they? Yeah, it's clown world, literally clown world. So I hope that you learned a little bit today, and I hope that you see that I'm not playing here, and I hope that you see that I'm not fearful of anybody. Make all the videos you want about me, say all the things. I don't belong to the transgender community anymore. I don't belong to you. I'm not yours. You don't get me, and I'm coming after all of you. I left. It's not my community. I am way more connected to LGB than I am to T. So just so you know, we're also going to work on putting the LGBTS, which stands for transsexual, okay? We're working on creating organizations that have TS and getting rid of all those other wingnut clowns. So I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Remember this. I'm going to leave you all with something here. You, my friends, are responsible for you. I'm not responsible for you. Your mommy isn't responsible for you. Your daddy, your sister, your brother, your friends, your community. Nobody's responsible but you as an adult. You are 100% responsible for what you put out in the world and what you take from the world. So remember that. When you start posting lies like biology isn't real, or that I'm a biological woman, think about what you're putting out there and what you think you're going to do to help this community by putting out those lies and that deceit. The guy, Bubba Copeland, who offed himself, he did that because this community is not helping people like him. If they were honest about cross-dressing and they were honest about AGP and they were honest about transvestitism, these guys like Bubba wouldn't feel so bad about themselves. It wasn't the other people that made them off himself. It was this community who's not being honest about what it is to be a cross-dresser and how it's a fetish and how it's okay and it's not a bad thing. But you as a person who's a mayor, okay, and a pastor, you have some responsibility to your communities. And when you start putting stuff like that on the internet, it doesn't mean you should die and it doesn't mean you should be bullied, but you have to understand your responsibility of what you put out in the world. And I'm sick and tired of this community trying to bend and make the story so everyone else is the bad person. Everyone else caused the death. No, that's not true. That is not true. You got to take some responsibility for what you put out in the world. I do. You might not like it. You might not agree with me, but I'm responsible for it. And I take all responsibility for what I say and what I do. And that's the difference between me and them. They will continue to blame you. They will continue to try to say you are the bad person. They will continue to gaslight you. Don't listen to it. You know yourself better than anyone else. Remember that. Gaslighting makes you second guess yourself. You should never be doing that. You can think about, maybe I shouldn't be saying that, or maybe, though, that's different. That's different. Would I blame somebody? Hold on one sec. This is an interesting question. Hi, Scarlett. Would you blame someone else for a pedo's fetish sizing? Well, first off, the pedo has to take responsibility for themselves. Okay. So I don't necessarily I don't want to blame anybody. I also think that's a very hard conversation to have because that particular thing is deep. Is it a fetish? Ew, gross. I'm not going to say that's a fetish. First off, to me, a fetish is an adult conversation between two consenting adults. When children are involved, that's not anything other than disgusting, wrong. You should be put in jail, and we need to figure that out. So I wouldn't even be put that into the fetish space, to be honest with you, because it's gross. It's wrong. It's a violation of trust, and it's not consensual, right? It's not consensual. I'm an adult and you're an adult. So me and you can consent to doing things that maybe other people aren't going to be okay with, but we are adults and we can do it in the privacy of our own home. You see the difference? But when you start going after kids, all cards off the table, dude. Don't ever even mention that word to me. It's disgusting and gross, and I won't tolerate it. So I don't think of it as a fetish, to be honest with you. I think of it as a disorder that needs help. And we need to have some, it's a crime. It's 100% a crime. Don't touch kids. Don't touch kids. And that's every level of trans, of whatever else shit's going on. Leave the kids alone. I'm very protective of the kids. Very protective of the kids. The kids can't answer for themselves. The kids can't stop an adult from doing weird things. That's why I'm not cool with kids transitioning. You think a kid can actually make that choice? Come on, man. You're all smarter than that. No kid can make that choice ever. That's not consent. The only people that can consent are adults. Why do you think parents have to be involved in a kid's life? It's my job to consent for that child when he goes to school every day. And why do you think the school calls me? They don't call him and say, hey, dude, can you do X, Y, and Z? They call the parents because the parents are the ones who consent for the children. It's pretty basic. It's gross. Oh no, Liv, I gotta head out. Everybody, I got an interview coming up. I nearly became a trans kid. I was not given oh no. It's so sad to me that any human child would be put in this space and try to make that choice. I'm so happy that you didn't do that. And I hope that your life is amazing, friend. And I hope that you didn't, get sucked into something that you regret. I really do hope so. So Oh, thank you, Fran. Thank you, Fran. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'll send you a DM on WhatsApp and we'll catch up about Israel. Um, so let's put really beautiful energy into the world today. Okay. Let's put energy to end the madness everywhere. Okay. Let's put love into the world today. And let's hope that somehow we can get back to some sense of normality. You know, my focus is on trans kids. I think you all know that. My focus is on these kids. And it's the reason I sit here, and it's the reason why I feel the need to disconnect from the transgender ideology so that I can speak more freely about all of the stuff that's happening and how people are being gaslit and shoved into a space that they should never be shoved in. So I want to let you know that I very much value all of you. I see you all. I see the regulars in this room every week. It means so much to me that you see that I'm here to create a very positive, a very healthy, a very loving space. And no way, shape, or form am I here to create anger and resentment and disconnect. I'm here to be honest with you so that we can get back to some sense of honesty in this community so that you all don't feel threatened, because I can't even imagine how you all feel out there who aren't trans, and the stuff you're seeing that scares me, because without you I can't be me, if that makes sense. I've been able to be Buck in the world because of you, because of your acceptance, because of non-trans people's acceptance, because of your desire to see me happy. And that's what we're missing in this community. The new trans space is forcing you to accept and say things and do things that you know are not true. And why would you do that? So I see you, and I'm trying to rebuild the bridge that they have broken between the trust we used to have with you, and we don't have it anymore because they're creating a distrust with you. So I'm trying to rebuild that bridge that they knocked down, that me and you can have a trusting relationship, and that when you come to hear me and you come to see me, you know that there will always be honesty coming from me and a desire to create a conversation that enables both of us to live on the street. Even if we have to walk on different sides, we have to learn to live on the street together. And so the only way you ever do that is by being honest with your neighbors, right? That's it. When you go next door and you say, hey, dude, you know what? I'm going to have a party tonight. It's going to be loud and we might be going till 1 a.m. I apologize, but I just want to let you know. That's being a respectful neighbor and being honest. So with that, spread the love, friends, and I'll see you on the next one. And I always appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. If you could like and subscribe and do all that stuff, it really helps this channel, and I see it growing, and many people are really coming, and wow, you can't even imagine the amazing comments people are sending and thanking, and all of you saying thank you means so much to me. It keeps me going. You're my fuel to keep me going. Okay, so if you need anything, hit up Seth. The email is on the front of the page, and I'll see you all next week. And thanks again. Have a great, beautiful day. And